Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am your Ice Dragon, Rayron VR. And today it's going to be kind of a new episode when it comes to Anyrail. This is going to be the first time I'm actually going to look at a redraft. So what I mean by redraft is that, I kind of had a mainline idea of what I was going to go with. And then after thinking about it, after getting some feedback by you guys, the awesome Icey family, I kind of went back to the drawing board to see if I can do it better. And so we're going to be talking about Icy Mountain. So this is going to be the redraft version kind of 2.0, but I had several redrafts of this modular. And so, it goes back to the old saying that sometimes you just got to take a breath, and rethink the designs. So when it comes to Icy Mountain, this was going to be the original design. It's going to be a 46 by 44 modular that's kind of cut out here in an L-shaped. And the whole purpose of this modular is to give me the turn radius that I need for some of my bigger engines, my more complicated passenger trains like my California Zephyr, because right now I can't run it because Harbor Point is so sharp on the turn that I can't necessarily run the train, but I can run it on Samurai layout. And also to give me the crossover here to allow me to go into Kirby Yard, into that closet. If you haven't seen my live streams on Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time US. And so this was kind of the first alliteration. And so, you know what? I was like, I can change this to try to get more optimized for my layout, because you guys know I've got the 3-rail, and I kind of want to expand the functionality of that. And so here is basically version 2.0. This is the one I kind of showcased on one of my live streams, and got a lot of feedback on it, especially with Split Rock. Shout out to you, good sir. He was noting that is this going to be a big enough radius? And it's like, originally I thought, yeah, it's good radius. Everything's going to work out just fine. And to be honest, I went back. It's like, you know what? Maybe he's onto something. So I went back, double checked my radiuses here. And it's like, this part right here is 35. This one right here is 25, which is still fine. But then it got kind of crazier in here. It was 25 and then 38 and then 22 on this one. I don't know how I missed it. I thought originally most of these were in the 30s, but this one got cut down to 22 and 3/4 for this little turn right here. And I just wasn't impressed with this. And I had a few more aha moments with this layout. And so I kind of went back to the drawing board. And as you can see, I kind of tried to keep the 20-inch by 44-inch width here. And it came to the point that, let me just stop beating the bush here. I know if I go up to 48 by 48, 4 foot by 4 foot, those numbers are actually easier to work with when it comes to bench work for me personally, and to cutting the wood and so forth. And I get a little bit more space out of it. And so I decided to do some remeasuring of the layout. And so we expanded it to 48 by 48 to see what these radiuses now look like. And they're a lot better. This one's 37. This one is 33, which meets my requirements of the wider turn radius. These are still number 6s. I think that's going to be the best that I'm going to get. And I'm also kind of violating a rule when it comes to FREEMO modulars. Typically, you don't want to have a switch as part of the track when it comes to the joiner rails. It's my way. I'm going to do it this way just because I get the maximum turn radius that I need. I can take a little bit of risk when it comes to that. The radius here is still 25. Again, still not bad. But here we got a 32, and here we got a 24. So we definitely get a little bit better turn radiuses when it comes to expanding to the 48 by 48. And then I continue to play with it even more. And it's like, you know what? Let's just go for gold. Let's go for functionality. And I continue to experiment. And so I present the final form of the Icy Mountain modular. So as you can see, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go for, I've got 3 rails. I need some more junctions with that, so that way I can have some loop around and go around tracks and have that arrival departure tracks for my switchers, especially when we're getting stuff out of the yard that's going to come out of here, out of the Kirby Yard. And when I was trying to do this, I was having like a little piece of track in between these two switch number 7 from Pico, and they are ISO frogs, but it will still work with some of the engines that I have. I've got keep alives in them, so they'll go over it just fine. And so looking at the radiuses here, we've got 31, we've got 29, we've got a 27, and then a 33, and then the outer one is still 37, and this one's a 37. So by joining these two curved turnouts together, I got basically the maximum radius that I could get, and I think I've got the max functionality that I can get out of this corner modular. And so it is busy, there's a lot involved. I could have easily added some more switches, but again, I don't want to overcomplicate. This modular is already complex as it is. And then the other thing to note is that since I use the Digitrack system, I'll be using the SE74 because I do want to put signals onto here. And the SE74 can also control 4 turnouts. So I have a personal rule at this point that try to keep it to no more than 4 turnouts per modular, so that way I just have to buy 1 unit. Now there is another modular that I'm going to have to buy 2 units, but that's going to be the unit that's going to be connected to Icey Mountain called Mini Nightmare, and I will do a separate video on that. But so Mini Nightmare will come into here. It'll utilize this 3-way track here. Additionally, we'll have it down here as well. So again, you can see how, just thinking about it, going back, what do I want my layout to do? And it just came down to, I kind of want a little bit more functionality when it comes to my sidings. And so this was kind of the solution to a lot of it. Now, the other thing I need to debate is, since this is a 48 by 48 modular L-shaped, and you can see I'm trying to make my measurements simple. So I got 24, 24, 12. Obviously, I have to take into account the thickness of the wood and so forth. But this may be the first modular that I build that I'm going to build out of foam. Now, there's a lot of downsides to foam. There's good and bad. The good side is typically foam tends to make the trains a little bit more quieter, and the big benefit that I want by going by foam is weight. It is definitely weighs a lot less than trying to actually put wood down. And weight right now is kind of something that I'm juggling because, this is going to be in the upper loft area of my home. And so I don't want to put a lot of weight up there. I feel like I'm getting up there with the weight. But I think for now, I'm leaning towards foam. Or if I do lean towards a wood top, it's going to be very, very thin. So that way I can minimize the amount of weight that this is going to be. But anyways, this is, again, the redraft, the final, I think, draft of the Icey Mountain modular. I think it's going to work the way I want it to. And so I am definitely happy. And as a result, I get my double mainline out of it as well. So with the addition of the other modular that I'll show you a little bit later, this gives me a double mainline here, which is great. And so I am definitely excited for this. This is kind of the last piece of the puzzle when it came to my functionality in 3-rail. So, but yeah, that's the redraft volume 2 or version 2, whatever you want to call it, of Icey Mountain. And so thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something. Let me know what you think down below. And with that, I'll see you on the next video.